The long-standing conflict between Iran and Israel, a rivalry that spans decades and has profound implications for the entire Middle East. From historical friction to geopolitical drive, we'll explore the multifaceted layers of this contentious relationship. In this video, we will find out the real reasons behind the conflict, uncovering the ideological, religious, and strategic factors driving tensions between these two regional powers. This infrastructure isn't merely a channel, it serves as a vital link between two Israeli urban centers. However, its historical significance lies in its former designation as the Israeli-Iranian pipeline during the 1970s. During that time, Israel and Iran collaborated on this project to transport crude oil from Israel to Europe. However, that era has passed. The animosity toward Israel, symbolized by Ayatollah Khamenei's ominous declaration of its disappearance within 25 years, has only intensified since then. The terrorist attack by Hamas in October 2023, supported by Iran, escalated this conflict to unprecedented levels. Both Iran and Israel wield considerable military prowess in the Middle East, yet their ideologies sharply diverge. The Iranian government staunchly refuses to acknowledge Israel's right to exist, the sole predominantly Jewish state globally. However, the role of this conflict extends beyond religious affiliations, encompassing regional influence dynamics and Israel's foremost ally, the United States. Unraveling the layers beneath, it becomes evident that the dispute transcends mere religious differences. Notably, Iran stood among the earliest Muslim-majority nations to recognize Israel following its declaration of independence in 1948. So, what transpired then? The Iranian Revolution of 1979 elevated the status quo, leading to the overthrow of the Western-backed Shah regime. Ruhollah Khomeini, the figurehead of the Islamic Revolution, advocated for its expansion across the Middle East and beyond. He perceived Israel, situated amidst the predominantly Muslim region, as a manifestation of Western influence, thus deeming it problematic. Consequently, the Iranian regime has steadfastly refused to recognize Israel as a legitimate state, with its leaders refraining from even mentioning its name. Emblematic of Tehran's stance is the Unveiling. In 2017, a clock in one of its oldest squares ominously ticking down to 2040, purportedly symbolizing the destruction of Israel as part of the regime's propaganda narrative. This square frequently serves as a platform for protests echoing the anti-Semitic and anti-Israel rhetoric propagated by the Iranian authoritarian government. While Iran has consistently employed rhetoric threatening the annihilation of Israel, it's imperative to discern between such rhetoric and tangible actions. This viewpoint is underscored by Mirzad Barojardi, a seasoned scholar of Iranian society and politics. Notably, the square in question bears the name Palestine Square, a deliberate nod to Iran's purported solidarity with the Palestinian cause. Following Hamas's October assault on Israel, Iranians congregated here in solidarity with Palestinians, some even expressing support for the group. However, given Iran's authoritarian nature, these demonstrations may not accurately reflect public sentiment, often orchestrated by the regime. The Iranian regime has strategically positioned itself as a vocal advocate for Palestinians since the revolution, utilizing the issue to bolster its regional influence. Abid Kanane, an expert on Arab-Israeli relations, elucidates that Iran leverages this stance to assert itself as a regional power in the Middle East. This perspective is corroborated by political scientist Mirzad Barojardi, who suggests that Iranian foreign policy aims to position itself as the leader of the Muslim world, championing causes that resonate with the Arab Muslim populace. While a comprehensive analysis of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict exceeds the scope here, interested parties can explore our dedicated video on the subject. Thus, the enmity between Iran and Israel is rooted in geopolitical maneuvering, with Iran's influence extending beyond its borders. This is what Iran refers to as the axis of resistance. You're likely familiar with the Palestinian militant group Hamas, which carried out an attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. And is designated as a terrorist organization by both the US and the European Union. However, Hamas is just one of the many groups in the region receiving funding and weaponry from Iran. These proxies include Islamic Jihad in Gaza and the West Bank, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Syrian Armed Forces, the Popular Mobilization Force in Iraq, and the Houthis in Yemen. By supporting Hamas, Iran has positioned itself as a prominent advocate for the Palestinian cause in the Arab world. It's important to note that while most Muslims globally are Sunni, including the majority of Palestinian Muslims and those in Saudi Arabia, a significant regional player and Iran's arch-rival, Iran itself, is predominantly Shia. This religious distinction extends to many of Iran's proxies in the region, such as Hezbollah. Moving northward to the Lebanon-Israel border, we encounter the southern Lebanon region controlled by the Islamist militant group Hezbollah, similarly supported by Iran, much like Hamas. In Yemen, the Houthis operate primarily, and their slogan reflects a deep-seated hostility towards America and Israel, mirroring sentiments expressed in Tehran. This animosity towards Israel often aligns with antipathy towards the United States, forging a common ideological bond between the Iranian regime and its proxies. However, Iran vehemently denies directly arming the Houthis. Consequently, Iran finds itself engaged in proxy confrontations with Israel, raising the question of potential direct action against Israel by the Iranian regime in the future. While Iran expands its influence through proxies, Iran has taken proactive measures, conducting airstrikes in areas like Sudan and Syria, suspected to be supplying weapons to Iran's allies, including Hamas and Hezbollah. Notably, both Iran and Israel hold divergent views on Iran's nuclear program. Despite Iran's insistence that its nuclear pursuits are solely for energy production, major global powers remain skeptical, including Israel, which perceives the program as an existential threat. Although Israel is widely believed to possess nuclear capabilities, it officially denies their existence. Thus, the Iranian nuclear program forms a crucial component of Iran's geopolitical strategy, serving as leverage against the United States and the West, while Israel views it as a significant peril to its survival. Over the years, a series of sabotage attacks have punctuated the already tense relationship between Iran and Israel. Notably, in 2020, an explosion at the Natanz nuclear facility reportedly set back Iran's nuclear program by up to 2 years, prompting Iran to blame Israel for the incident. Israeli officials, while never officially admitting to such actions, have hinted at their willingness to conduct similar attacks on Iranian nuclear facilities. Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, is widely believed to have targeted Iranian nationalists, including high-profile nuclear scientists, through a series of assassinations, including that of the father of Iran's nuclear program in 2020. The conflict's complexity extends beyond direct confrontations to include strategic alliances and economic interests. Consider the oil pipeline mentioned earlier, once intended for Iranian crude oil transport. However, due to geopolitical shifts, particularly Israel's cultivation of ties with Azerbaijan since the 1990s, the pipeline now facilitates the flow of crude oil from Azerbaijan to Israel. This relationship underscores Azerbaijan's role as a key ally for Israel, both economically and militarily, given its geographic proximity to Iran, potentially providing Israel with a strategic advantage in a hypothetical conflict. At its core, the conflict between Iran and Israel is fueled by Iran's utilization of anti-Israel rhetoric to expand its influence in the Middle East. Israel in turn perceives Iran's proxies and growing influence as direct threats to its security and regional stability. The asymmetry in military power between the two nations is partly mitigated by Iran's close alliance with the United States, its primary military and financial benefactor. This partnership is underscored by shared strategic interests, particularly in countering Iran's regional ambitions. Recent diplomatic developments, such as the Abraham Accords brokered by the United States in 2020, have further shifted the geopolitical landscape in the Middle East. These accords, which normalized relations between Israel and several Arab states, including Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Sudan, and Morocco, served as a means for the U.S. to bolster a coalition of Sunni Muslim countries aligned against Iran. However, notable absence from this coalition was Saudi Arabia, a key Sunni majority nation with whom Israel has been seeking to establish official relations since 2023 with U.S. mediation. Such a move would likely exacerbate tensions with Iran, Saudi Arabia's arch-enemy. The delicate balance in the region was disrupted by the October 2023 attack on Israel by Hamas, which led to Israeli retaliation and sparked outrage across the Arab world. This escalation has strained the nascent diplomatic ties established through the Abraham Accords and prompted the United States to deploy warships to the region, heightening tensions further. Despite the potential for direct conflict, Iran has thus far avoided direct involvement, likely recognizing the overwhelming military superiority of Israel and its allies. However, the unresolved nature of the Iranian-Israeli conflict underscores the fragility of regional stability, highlighting the broader geopolitical challenges facing the Middle East and the world at large. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the conflict between Iran and Israel. We have mapped out the intricate web of history, geopolitics, and regional dynamics that fuel this ongoing tension. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful analysis on global affairs, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.